Wuthering Waves open world is getting quite big. So big, in fact, that when I attempted this challenge 5 months ago, I was just short of being able to clear it. Hold on, if I wasn't able to clear it 5 months ago with a smaller map, why am I attempting it now with more quests and more regions? The answer? Patch 2.6. Kuro added the most player-friendly W mechanic I have ever seen. Flight got added to 1.0, meaning that this is a thing of the past. But we're gonna do more than just that. We're gonna trace our 1.0 exploration and see just how much faster it is now with flight than it was compared to before. We'll see how much astrites I can gain in 24 hours. And at the end of it, we'll blow every single pull I have saved up. We could have just done it on the Nuzlocke, an account I'll actually play, but I hear the more I torture myself, the more likely you are to subscribe. So with that said, let the pain begin. I've learned a lot over the 9 or so accounts I've made, so we're gonna be using a lot of those strategies here. After naming the account Galbrena Simp, we deliver sweet justice to Crownless, sucking him off and then rushing to Jinjo, where we lock the option to access 2.0 without having done any of the 1.0 story. Oh, take. Alright, we go to 2.0, we start this. This gives us Spectro Rover with the Spectro Frazzle. This gives us, I think, ability to fly. And then if we do the 2.0 exploration first, 1, it's easier, so that gives us more levels. 2, it also gives us more flight stamina, so that helps as well. This sounds like the most obvious choice in the world, but there is a legitimate reason to stay in 1.0. If you remember the video where I speedran Wuthering Waves in 7 days, Mecha Abomination is one of the most broken tools you can have access to, and by going to 2.0, I was forcing myself to pick it up much later. There was another upside of going to 2.0 that I didn't realize at the time, mainly because it wasn't an issue on the first run. Last time I tried this, the pre-registration rewards were still available via the mail. Now that they're gone, I don't know where I'm supposed to have easy access to a purple weapon, so I just started enhancing some garbage to cope. The goal was to blitz through the 2.0 story quest so that we could open up the map. For those who don't know, much of the map exploration is gated behind these quests, with some chests and caskets not even spawning in 1.0 until you beat the main storyline. The newest area, 2.6 in particular, wasn't even accessible until you beat all of the 2.0 story before it, meaning I'd have to run through everything. Thankfully, Solon, praise be unto his name, the savior of Wuthering Waves, in all of his infinite wisdom, blessed us with his omnipotence to provide us the almighty skip button. Too bad there are so many goddamn cutscenes as the game takes about an hour and a half to get through the first quest at 2.0. Dude, the mobs are level 38. And I'm stuck in trial, so I can't even level myself up. Wait, why am I stuck level 20? All right, no, we gotta dip out after this. This is troll. Yeah, if I don't do this, this is gonna take 30 years to kill. Let's level up, let's get our weapon leveled. So someone mentioned pulling on Carlotta's banner for the extra flight. We can do that. The thing is, we're probably not gonna use her. The single pulls are cringe. All right, a sword that's usable, okay. You know what used to be so good? You used to get a 4-star sword in the mail, and now you get dick and balls. Why do you get dick and balls? This is even worse than getting nothing. Wait, what? I don't get any Astrite? Wait, what? I claimed all my mail and I got 0 Astrite. At the very least, those pulls gave us a sword upgrade. Without having done open world exploration yet, I was low on materials. Luckily, shell credits are about as useful as Inlin, so I go to the weapon shop in Jinjo to waste money on resources that you should probably already have. I level up Rover to level 40 and do the same for the Echoes that we currently have so we can get the extra flat base attack they provide. Since we're stuck on Spectre Rover and I saw what that meant in my earlier playthroughs, I made the judgment call to run the 1.0 storyline so we could use the strategy that carried us during the 7-day challenge. Yes, Shulin, jump scare. Okay, I have an idea. What if I took the stuff I got in the databank and I got some extra stamina so I can run around more? Look at that! 3 hours in and we finally made it to the real goat of the challenge. Another 45 minutes after that and we finally completed the 1.0 story. The video is supposed to be about 100%ing the map, but we're 1/6 of the way through, and we're still working on the setup for the challenge. I probably should have used that Nuzlocke account. Wait, why did I do the 1.0 story if I was just instantly going to go back to 2.0? Where's my mecha bomb? What am I doing? Am I going to roast my own challenge? At least I had the sense to upgrade the Captanius I got from the storyline. This one in particular defense main stat, but we're upgrading this mainly for the flat attack. Rover makes me so jealous by killing one of my least favorite characters, and only 4 hours and 38 minutes into the challenge, the 2.2 story is done. And now, we can go farming for our Mecha Bomb. Where's Mecha Bomb? No, it's down here. Okay, let's go Mecha Bomb farming. On an unrelated note, you know how you look back at stuff you've done and cringe at just how poor it really was? Yeah, well, I'm totally not doing that right now for the speedrun, and don't know why I brought that up. This time, I went for 2 Mecha Bombs, one on Rover and one on Yang. With flight available to us and my damage being abnormally low from using the energy regen sword, Inferno Rider wasn't going to provide as much value as it normally does. Now we have Mecha Bomb, and it's finally time to start working on the and we're doing more story. I mean, I have to do it eventually, I guess? 2.4 took an hour, and 2.5 was about the same. Too many cutscenes, 7 out of 10. True, I'd rate that story a 7 out of 10. It was like pretty good, but it wasn't great. Wait, who's Fenrico? 7 hours and 6 minutes to unlock the whole map. Well, actually not quite, but it's good enough for us to start. I wanted some extra flight stamina, which you can get from completing 25% of an area in the 2.0 regions. Wait, I'm stuck. Stop Onishan! The 1.0 chests are actually pretty densely populated, so we didn't really need that much. After about 40 or so, I head back into 1.0. We're starting in Northfall Barrens for a special reason. It's the same place I started in the previous 24-hour map challenge. So by the end of this, we can gauge the difference in time and see just how much flight actually helped us with the challenge. I did have Phoebe for that challenge, so it's not exactly 1-to-1, but we can let that slide, right? These guys are just vibing over here. I can't kill them. They're so cute. Woo! Wait, why am I not flying? Wait, what am I doing? Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh my, dude, flight in 1.0 is goated. Damn. Wait, flight is based. Why didn't no one tell me I should have been flying? Bro, my eyes are like cooked. I don't know why. Do you know how much easier it is to just be able to wait, I have no stamina, so I couldn't plunge. And normally I would just plunge there. No, that's so cooked. I need more stamina. Hold on. All right, slightly fixed. Nap's already 100%. Why are you on that? Oh. Wow, look at that, 100%. Whoa. Our first region. It was so I could record the bit for the YouTube. There you go. All right. 1 hour to clear an entire zone in 1.0 is really good pacing. But now it's time for the universally agreed upon worst region in the map. How many of you are stuck at 99% here, all because you don't know where to find that one last chest? Frankly, I don't blame you. This place is so vast, and the multi-layered area with giant height discrepancies makes it so evil to comb. If I didn't know where most of the chests were from all the other times I've done this, I wouldn't want to do it either. But with the addition of flight, navigating this place is so much easier. No more do we have to figure out how the hell to get to the top. There should be a blob fly here. There it is. You ready? Stealth kill. Bam! If you guys didn't know, the reason why you guys are stuck at 99% on Desert Rock Highland is because this thing right here actually counts as a Desert Rock Highland chest. So if you're stuck at 99% on Desert Rock Highland and you haven't done this thing yet, you screwed yourself over. 99%? I'm missing one? Wow. Oh wait, I know what chest I missed. Hold on. The last chest is the Lighthouse quest up here. I forgot I left this one specifically so I could go claim it right now. There we go. Haku. And then we go over here. Grab. 100%. Easy. 99. On to the next place. With enough of the map completed, I'm finally able to pick up the loot mapper just 9.5 hours in. It's not as useful as some might think though. While it is nice to confirm where certain chests may or may not be, the changes in 2.6 didn't address the issues with the loot mapper not showing hidden chests. That means if something is stuck in like a chest or you have to like dig for it, the loot mapper won't show it on the map. The one advantage it does provide is making reading the interactive map just a little bit easier. I always remember this part because you feed the cat the meat, and then it betrays the owner because the owner refuses to feed them. And it tells you to go pick this chest. Thanks, little bro. Feed your cat next time. Astrite count. We're at 4K. Oh my god, that is terrible. I started getting used to flight in 1.0, and as I did that, I was learning more and more ways it could be abused. Get to the top of the building without climbing. Wait, can't I just fly? Wait, what's stopping me from flying? It says without climbing. Wait, that's so messed up. You can just fly up here. Dude, wait, you could cheat this one now. Instead of gliding all the way down, you can just fly up here. Wait, that's kind of messed up, no? Flight actually breaks the game. I just realized I didn't get Inferno Rider 13 hours into this challenge. Boomer Brain is really getting the best of me in my old age, but I quickly short up the mistake, grabbing an Inferno Rider for Baisha. Oh, wait. I can just go through. Wait, we're cheating. Dude, the fact that flight just lets you cheat through all this is hilarious. Look at that. You got 2 minutes, it took me 15 seconds. Flight in the port city is not as impactful as some other areas. It's nice for the super high up locations, but most of the chests are located on ground level, so the change wasn't as dramatic as it would be for Deso Rock, where we shaved off like an hour. Astrite check. I'm at 7.7k. Dude, I am so broke. Why am I so broke? is just like real life. The timer was ticking down. Only 10 hours remains to complete the challenge, yet there was a more immediate problem. You can hear it in his voice, you can see it in his eyes, the sleep deprivation, it catches up to him. I've done many 24-hour challenges in my life, even 48-hour ones. But I also wasn't nearly 30 and operating on only 1 hour of sleep the day prior. Even knowing this, I was still determined to see it through. At 14 hours and 47 minutes into the challenge, the port city was 100%ed. 1.0 still had 4 areas to get through: Dim Forest, Wuming Bay, Jinzhou City, and whatever the Whining Ike's place is called. With so few hours to spare, there was no time to be an honorable man. Disappointing dash spawn so hard, it gave me flashbacks to my childhood. Oh, Jinzhou 100%! Oh, do you guys hear that? It's the sound of anime pouring through my veins. I feel this. In the 6 hours I have remaining, I shall complete the Wuthering Waves map. Gigacopium. The 1.0 map, there are exploration quests that need to be completed to unlock specific chests or caskets and whatnot. Similar to what we mentioned for the MSQ before. My sleep-deprived ass forgot about that and spent a whole 5 minutes trying to look around for a trial run that only pops up after the Dim Forest quest. Nice speedrun, little bro. I entered the arena to become a Pokemon World Champion for the 2nd time in my life, and with 5 hours remaining on the challenge, every 1.0 zone besides Whining Ike's was completed. If you couldn't tell, for this whole challenge I stayed at UL 20, much like I did for the first half of the 7-day challenge. This is because I wanted to keep the open world monsters at a much lower level, and World Rank 2 gives you the highest disparity between your level and the open world monster level. This is because the jump to the Ascension quest is a whole 20 levels, whereas for every other level after that, it's only 10. Unfortunately, that means we can't do the Whining Ike's Mire yet, as that requires us to be UL 25 to do the exploration quest, so we'll put that to the side for now. As for how much time flight saved us, it took us just under 11 hours to clear 1.0, not counting Whining Ike's Mire. Last time we did the challenge, it took us nearly 14 hours to clear the entirety of 1.0 without starting on a fresh account. Based on my other run, Whining Ike's would have taken just a little over an hour, so I'd say we saved about 2 hours thanks to flight. That's less time than I expected, but it also makes the whole experience of exploring 1.0 a lot more smooth, so I'd consider that a pretty big win in my book. 2.0 exploration is much easier than 1.0, even with the addition of flight. That's welcome by me because at this point, my brain was melted. Challenge complete. Dude, fuck, the story takes so long now. Did that even work? I was 1% off. No. Collect at least 75%. I did 74. That's so cooked. 20 hours on the dot. Pog. We got 87, 100, 100, 39. Then we got 23, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and 11.2k Astrite. Not bad. Only a few hours remain for the 24-hour challenge to be complete. And as I knocked out area to area in 2.0, I started to get damaged, but not in game. Look, my long eyelashes get me a lot of compliments from the ladies, but there is a downside to it. Earlier in the stream, I ended up poking my eye, which caused it to be super irritated. I mean, just look at how bloodshot that is. As much as I wanted to finish this whole challenge in a single day, I took this as a sign that I should just rest and finish it up the next time. The next day, I gave myself 2 hours and 40 minutes to continue. Exploration being much faster in 2.0 was such a godsend, and in only 30 minutes, the first area was already 100%ed. We all collectively agree this is just the worst place in the map, right? Dude, this exploration quest sucks. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello? Too much negativity. I can't keep trash talking this place? Blacklist? What? Are you serious? It's every video. I know, but this place sucks. Fine. I absolutely love Fate Ignis's design. I like that it takes 50 years to attack. I hope we get more of them in patch 2.7. Let's move on. I went from zone to zone until only about an hour remains. At this point, it was pretty obvious I'd have no shot 100%ing the map, so I aim to get one last region done. In just 40 minutes, I was able to 100% Avenolium, but without time for another region, I decided to stop there. I turned in the Sonus caskets we've been saving, did some events for some extra Astrite, and got to use one of the W player-friendly features they added in patch 2.6. Wait, that's it? Alright, in the end, we ended up with 16.7k Astrite. Remember, we spent actually 2k on Carlotta's banner already, so it's actually 18.7k. Plus, we got 43 standard banner pulls. Honestly, not that bad. All right, and as I said before, it's time to go gambling. And you know what? You already knew what had to happen. We're not touching this account ever again. It has to be all standard banner pulls, baby. Give me that Ling Yong. Wait, 20% off on here? Let's go. Where's Ling Yong? That's not Ling Yong. Give me Ling Yong, baby. Don Jin. They're giving me all the garbage. Give me Ling Yong. Nah. Ling Yong? Ling Yong. All right, it's actually the 5-star. I think if I had to bet, I know it's Ling Yong. He followed us so well for the viewer polls, and he's going to follow us so well here. It's like I just call it, baby. It's like I just call it. I knew it would be Ling Yong. He's always around the corner. Wait, hold on. Wait, I get a choice banner. I can voluntarily pull for Ling Yong. You know what? Nah. Here's how we do it. We Gamba it, and it still hits Ling Yong. You ready? Gamba. I'm pulling standard banner. I'm not even getting early on standard banner. I think this is soft pity. All right, I'm putting my money on Ling Yong again. I feel like he always haunts me. I feel like everywhere I turn, he's always there. I feel like this is another Ling Yong. You ready? The moon. What the hell? Wait, I've actually never seen this animation. That I was not expecting. That is not Ling Yong. That is not Ling Yong. I wanted to get at least S1 Ling Yong, but in the end, we can't even get that unlucky. Catch me live on Twitch, and make sure to check out how I beat Wuthering Waves with the worst element right here.